I've done a few of these video reviews now. I've reviewed some kind of lower end pens, some medium range pens, but I think today it's time to bring out the big guns. Today I'm going to review the Mont Blanc Meisterstück 149. One of the reasons why I'm calling it a big gun is it is the flagship pen for the Mont Blanc line. It is their most prestigious pen. It is their highest price pen. Another reason why it's a big gun, big price. The other reason why it's a big gun is this is a big pen. It is a hefty pen and it is a girthy pen. And it's a pretty long pen too, compared to my hand. So yeah, this is the big guns. Now this pen doesn't actually belong to me. This was loaned to me along with a batch of other pens by a family member to review, which I really like because I probably wouldn't have had a chance to review this pen otherwise, and it is interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through the pieces of the pen. I'm going to give this pen some ratings out of 5. I'm going to rate the design, the comfort, and the writing experience. Then I'm going to show you a writing sample, and then we'll be done. Okay, let's look at the pieces of the pen. Let's start with the cap. Cap is a bullet shape, meaning it's wider there, tapers down, round on the end. Of course, it has the Mont Blanc snowflake. Has a gold band there, leading up to the cap, and then it has 3 bands, 2 narrow, 1 wide. Now, let's try this. The wide one says Mont Blanc Meisterstück number 149, and then TIX, which I have no idea what that means. None whatsoever. So if anyone out there knows, you can leave a comment below and tell me, because I'm curious. I'm by far from a Mont Blanc expert. Then we have the barrel, which tapers down, kind of mirroring the cap. There's a gold band there, and this is the end cap. And the end cap actually works. It is a piston filler, which is nice because it holds a lot of ink. And you're paying this much money for a pen. It's nice to get a piston filler in there. The pen has an ink window. Hopefully you can see it there, right there, and that allows you to see the level of ink inside, which is good because this is a piston filler, so you can't open up and look. Now we have the section. The section goes in very slightly. Oh, these threads are nice. You don't feel them. The section goes in very slightly, has a very slight flare, and this is where this pen, I stopped liking it. I find this section to be too wide. I don't find it comfortable to hold. I don't find it comfortable to write. You can see my fingers aren't even close to touching, and it's just not pleasant. And in fact, if you look at my fingers with the purple ink on them, that's actually because when I was trying to write with this, my fingers had gone past the section. We're actually holding onto the nib and feed without me realizing. I was just trying to get comfortable. I kept moving down and went right past the edge. I don't like that. And I have another pen I'm going to review that is a similar size, similar weight, but has a section that's 3 millimeters, not as wide, and it is so much more comfortable. Yeah, so I didn't really like that at all. Then we get the nib. And this nib is big. So let's take a closer look at it. This nib, it has some scroll work on it. It is two-toned, and it says 4810. Has the M for Mont Blanc and a Mont Blanc snowflake. 18K for 18 karat gold, Mont Blanc. It is a big nib. Compared to my pinky nail, a lot bigger. Compared to the next nail, a lot bigger. I keep going. That will get rude, so I'll stop there. But yeah, that is a big nib. And that's the whole pen. So next I'm going to do the ratings, and then we'll do the writing sample. So for the ratings, for design, I'm going to rate this pen a 4.5. In a previous review of the Namiki Falcon, I had kind of said, it's just a shiny black pen. It's a shiny black pen with gold trim. And you see so many of those that I can't really talk about how much I love it. But that being said, the reason why you see so many shiny black pens with a gold trim is because Mont Blanc is shiny black with gold trim. They kind of set the standard that a lot of companies try and follow. So this is the standard, so you can't really mark them down for that. Also, the snowflake it's just got a really great graphic image that conveys a lot. And the gold is nice. So it's a 4.5 for design. For comfort, I give this pen a 3, and that's kind of a reluctant 3. The reason I give it a 3 is because it does fit nicely in my hand. The weight is nice. It's just that section is not very pleasant for me to hold. Of course, it's subjective. Other people love it. It's not for me. And for writing experience, it gets a 4.5. It is a really smooth nib. It is really nice to write with. You can't argue with it. But yeah, it's just nice to write with. In all, I kind of like this pen. I would never buy it. Not because one reason because of the section size, which I don't like, and two, the price. I don't think that this pen is worth that price. I was recently at a pen show in Toronto here. The Scriptus pen show just was passed. And I got a chance to hold a Mont Blanc 146, and I quite like that pen. I found it much more comfortable. Even so, I probably wouldn't pay the price that that pen is either. But it's not my pen, so I got a chance to use it, and it's a kind of nice pen. I can see why people like it. It's this pen is just not for me. So what I'm going to do next is a writing sample, and then I'll be done. All right, time for the writing sample. So this is the Mont Blanc 149. I'm not going to write out Meisterstuck if you don't mind. And the ink is Mont Blanc Burgundy. And actually, this is the first time I've used a Mont Blanc ink, and I actually like this one. So, let's do a writing sample. Far away in Germany, is a mountain that is white and 149 meters tall. So this pen writes really smoothly. It is really nice. There was actually one skip in there, but that was my fault because I wasn't actually pressing the nib to the paper, which is helpful if you want to write with it. This is not the thickest line. I thought this was a broad, but maybe it is a medium. I forgot to check. But it does write nicely, nice and smoothly. I feel a little bit of feedback actually, but it's not unpleasant in any way. Now, how about for wetness? Well, it does make a nice, there's no white spaces in there, nice steady flow, but it's not super wet. I wouldn't call it dry, but it's not super wet either. Can you write on the reverse? It's very fine, it's not very nice at all. I wouldn't use this pen in reverse. even slightly. All right. How about if you write fast? Yeah, it keeps up. I wasn't being legible. I was just trying to move the pen quickly, see if the feed kept up, and it does. So that's nice. Now for line variation. So there's no pressure, some more pressure, some more pressure, more pressure. I won't push it any further than that. It's not my pen. And then no pressure again. So there is some. You'd expect it with an 18 karat gold nib. This is not a flex pen or a semi-flex pen, but there is a little bit of line variation to be had, but don't push it too far because you can spring the nib, and that would be a shame because this is a really nice nib. So I think that this nib, or this pen, makes me think of aristocrats. So there's a dual one here. So yeah, this pen is kind of fun to doodle with. I wouldn't make it my everyday drawing pen, but you know, if you need to fill some time during a meeting, nothing wrong with that. So that's pretty much the whole thing. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, feel free to leave a comment below. You can subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more videos coming. Until then, goodbye.